In this session, I will show you how to deploy your local machine learning model into a productionized environment. And specifically, we're going to use Heroku, which is a platform service to host your machine learning model. Let's get started. First, I would like you to create a Heroku account if you don't have it ready. So go to heroku.com and then register a free account. After that, let's go ahead and install a command line tool that is based as for specific Heroku command. Let's search for install Heroku tool belt. And if you are using a Mac like me, you can use a downloaded installer or using Homebrew. I already installed Heroku on my local computer, so if it's first time you're using Heroku, what you can do here is after installation, you will need to connect your local computer to the account you just set up. So go here and then type Heroku login. And if you are the first time, it will prompt you to enter your username and log into the account that just created. And after that, we are good to go to the next step, which is creating a Heroku app. So in here, I'm on the root folder of this project, and I wanted to create a Heroku app. The command is Heroku create app. Actually, Heroku create. As you can see here, the command line Heroku utility has created a new app and named it as Ancient Plains-98823. So if you go visit this app on your browser, that will be the app you just created. So let's go here and try to visit this app. And you will see that Heroku has this app is up and running, but there's nothing in this app. So let's deploy this Django app so that we'll be able to host using this app to host the sentiment analysis. So let's go back to the pie chart, and what we need to do to deploy this into Heroku is that there are some necessary files that are needed. So Heroku uses a file that every time you start an app, it looks for a specific file under the root of this project, and it's called proc file. So in this proc file, what it's expecting is to know what kind of services it is and what kind of command it needs to start this app. So in here, what I'm trying to do here is first giving it a web and telling Heroku that this is going to be a web application. And then I'm calling a G-Unicorn server to serve my app. And I'm going to quickly change the name so that G-Unicorn knows how to serve this project. So once this is done, there are several other things that we need. So first of all, we haven't even installed G-Unicorn. Not even in the not on the local server. And for Heroku to know what are the dependency libraries, we need to tell it and create a requirements.txt file. So let's go back to the command line. Let's first install, making sure that the virtual environment is activated, and let's do pip install G-Unicorn. Since I already installed it, what I can do here is I type Pip Freeze. What Pip Freeze does is it's gonna save output all the libraries that being installed inside of the virtual environment. And what I can do here is Pip Freeze, and I'm going to create a file called requirements.txt. Making sure you don't misspell requirements.txt, because it's a very important file that Heroku uses to find the libraries and dependencies to install. So it's if you're a Node.js developer, it's very similar to package.json. Requirements.txt is the list of dependent libraries that Heroku needs to install to make sure everything works. So after this, let's also make some changes to the project settings. So let's go to the settings.py under the project settings. And first of all, we need to configure a static root folder, so that that'll be the folder where Heroku will save all those static files, including the HTML files or the and other model file, etc. So in here, I'm trying to get the absolute path of these current settings.file so that I can append, dynamically create a static root so that Heroku knows where to store those static files. And in here, the file is called static files. And once we deploy this application to Heroku, under the project root folder, there will be a new folder called static files. And inside it, there will be all those static files that is needed to serve this app. And in addition to that, we also will need to change the allowed hosts, because right now we're still on a local testing environment, local development environment. But for production, for security purposes, Heroku needs to know, or Django server needs to know what hosts, what are the URLs, the root hosts are going to be safe to access this app. And here, for simplicity, I'm just telling Django that I'm allowing anything. But in real application, usually you append several, like the root domain of your application, and limit the allowed hosts to certain domains, so that it's harder for people to hack or for security reasons. So after this, I am going to create commit those changes to Git. So let's do Git status. As you can see, I created a new file called prop file, and I added a new requirements.txt file. I also made some changes to settings. So what I need to do here is commit those changes. So I'll comment here, added necessary files and getting ready to deploy to Heroku. All looks good. Now you need to now we're ready to push this application to Heroku, and right now we're still in this master folder, and we're pushing to Heroku, which is a remote URL that is already added to this Git repository automatically once right after you create this Heroku app. So what you can do here is git remote-v, and you will be able to see that Heroku is actually a remote URL where that is directly connected to your Heroku app. So let's try pushing these changes to Heroku and see if everything is going to be successful. Depends on the size of the files. It can usually take a few minutes for the deployment to finish. What Heroku does is, as you can see here, it's installing all the dependency libraries that is coming from the requirements.txt file, and after it's installed, they will build all those files into something that we call executables. So once this file is packaged and everything is installed, Heroku will also do some optimization, like compressing those files. And in here, we notice that Heroku has identified that it's going to be a web service, and now it's launching this app. So because I've tried a few different iterations before, so if it's the first time you're pushing to Heroku, you're probably going to see that release version V1, but I already tried a couple of times, so now it's V5. So once this Heroku deployment is finished, let's go to open up this app on Heroku. As you can see here, it's complaining about page not found because we never configured the index HTML, so don't worry about this error message. Let's go to the API. If you remembered, the URL is model/API/predict, and you can give it a review parameters. I'm calling review is a great movie, and see if we get any results. Nice. So we see that now we can see this is a positive results. I just change great to bad movie. Now it's a negative results. Fantastic. One thing that you might have noticed that this may not be the best way to enter a long movie review, and for that I want to show you how to do it in a tool called Postman. So if you don't have Postman, just search for it and download the app and install it. After you install it on Mac, you can open it up, and here let's do it from scratch, so you know how to do this step by step. So let's first create a new API point. Postman, keep calling the get request, and then enter the URL, which just this URL. And you may notice that automatically in the parameter settings, Postman has parsed the review parameter and entered the value here. And then if we do send, we see that this is a negative sentiment, which is very accurate. So let's try out some examples. Let's maybe go to, let's say, imdb.com, and let's search for Terminator. And as you can see here, there are different Terminator movies. Let's find the one that is released last year, Terminator Dark Fate. And overall, the review is 6.3, but let's go to some user reviews and see if we can use our service to predict the sentiment about user reviews. So for example, this one is being given 3 out of 10, so it's a negative review. Let's copy this text and go back to Postman, enter it here, and then let's say, looks like our service successfully identified the tone from this review, which is negative. Let's maybe try one more. Let's try this guy, maybe 1 star. I literally wanted to turn it off. Very negative review about this new movie, unfortunately. So let's send this review. Again, our service successfully looks like we still have some leftover text from the previous review. Let's remove it. making sure. Yeah, do it again. Still, it's negative review. Let's go back to see some reviews from the original Terminator. One of my favorite movies that is launched in 1984, the first Terminator. And let's go to some reviews. And let's see, this review is 10 out of 10, so this must be a positive review. Let's switch the value and enter here. Great, we'll get a positive result. So our machine learning service is up and running, it's productionized, and it's hosted on Heroku. And now you can play with different reviews and submit an API call, and the server will respond to you with predicted results. Congratulations!